What's up everybody, it's Vision. I'm back again with another video, and today it's a little different. I got a face cam, I know. But Elden Ring Nightreign was announced last night at the Game Awards, and it's a game that looked very exciting. We were told that Elden Ring was going to have no new nothing, and then it seems like there's a sequel right after. Now this is not a sequel, it's not really a second game, and there's a lot of different information about it that I want to go over, and why it may be worrying to the general fan base of the Souls games, Front Software, and Elden Ring. So let's get right into it. And the first thing I want to show is some of the new cool features that are really exciting and that may help benefit later Souls games, such as these new cool moves. I mean, look at this. This move is sick. Like double jumping, hitting in the air. Um, Another thing I want to show is combos. So co-op has become a much bigger focus, and one of the things that I saw a lot in is combos. And so if you look at it, it almost seems like you may be able to pull off certain moves with your friends. So let's watch this one. Kind of bouncing, hits in there. Look at that. This one almost like a grapple into a slash. Um, Again, really going into like Ashes of War. Another cool thing was the glider. Here's the glider, and this is like a really cool scene. I mean, look at this. It's fucking sick, sick. And right here, another big thing is the movement mantling. Look at this. So very, Sekiro-esque. Now let's get into the article wise. So this game is a universe parallel to Elden Ring. It's basically Limgrave, but kind of like mixed up. It's called Limveld. Um, it's basically an amalgamation of some of Limgrave's environments and areas in this new land. Your goal is to survive with two of your friends for the day. You'll be looting and you're leveling up and you're bringing new stuff. At the same time, the map will be shrinking, and as it shrinks, you'll get to your next boss encounter. So I think it's at the end of day 2. Um, you'll fight a mini boss, and then if you make it to the end of day 3, you'll fight whatever boss you chose. So at the start of before each round, you choose a boss to fight at the end, and by the time you go through the 3 days, you'll fight a mini boss and you'll fight a boss at the end. And it's big on the co-op. um, so multiplayer is going to be like a huge big role, which is very good news, because if you're a fan of the FromSoft series, multiplayer, it kind of sucks. It's not very good. It's something that needs to be worked on more, and having it being a really big role might be indicating to us that the next big From Software title might be better multiplayer, and that's good. Now let's go to IGN. Now IGN actually went through and played some of the game. So here's some of the same things. So you could opt into different alternative reality of Limgrave. Um, there's a lot of forts and castles, things that you're gonna go through to level up. One of the things that interests me the most is the classes. Now I don't have anything pulled up showing the classes, but there will be 8 classes, and these classes will basically define your playstyle. Now, of course, it's going to be hard to level up, probably hard to get different weapons. So the class that you start off with is going to be very important for weapons and abilities. Um, and so it seems like it's a lot less taken off a grind. It's more you drop right into it, you fuck some shit up. Here's more information. So there's around 15 minutes each day, and you pick any direction. You can drop pins, and the way that they describe it is it's kind of like Fortnite. Basically, you drop a pin, drop somewhere, and you guys can like split up, loot things on your own, go in different directions here or there, and there's a storm that is slowly closing in, and it's like acid rain, and if you're in there for too long, you'll die. And so it's a map, it's a circle, literally like Fortnite, and that's how they describe it, and very interesting how they're doing this, and it's a whole new idea. Now, the one thing that worried me the most, and that's going to worry you a lot, and there's a lot of worrying things because the game, it's so much different, is that there's currency. And so if you read here, spend the currency you earn from each run, known as Merc, to buy character emotes and customizable skins from the merchant. Now it says that you earn from each run, which is good to hear from me, but the one thing that scared me the most is that I hope they do not do this, is that there will be microtransactions. That's scary. That's not something that Front Software should ever do. I don't like the whole idea of being able to buy skins or emotes either. It just, to me, I'm not really a big fan of it. Some more information about the game. It's a roguelike. And from my understanding of a roguelike, it's basically you start a level and you're able to level up and get items and abilities. And by the time you get to the next level, you lose all that. I mean, you keep the same general learnt abilities, but you don't have them. But you can get those abilities. So, if you're a fan of roguelikes, it's cool spin. You know, Another big thing, no PvP. Something that's very disappointing to me. PvP is a classic, and I think this is something where you can really work on the PvP in this game, just like how they're kind of working on the co-op. You could really work on the PvP of the Front Software games, but it seems like they're going away from PvP, at least in this game. Obviously the next big title will have it. Another thing is that Miyazaki is not working on this project really at all. So no Miyazaki. That's worrying, but to me that could also be a thing where it means that we got an A team and a B team, so kind of like a Dark Souls 2 Bloodborne type thing, where you got A team who's working on the main big title that could maybe release 2025, 2026. Again, that's not announced yet. And the B team, it's using the assets, it's working on a different game, maybe developing some ideas, such as all these co-op and moves, and they're working with a smaller group of people, and they're making a smaller separate game. So you kind of got your big game, your Bloodborne, and you got your smaller game, probably going to be worse, your Dark Souls 2. You got your new to be announced game right here, and you got your Elden Ring Nightreign right here. It's a very interesting concept. It's like a kind of like a Battle Royale really influenced roguelike. It's interesting. The graphics are, by the way, beautiful. I'll try to find what I was looking at earlier. They had some images right here. The game somehow manages to take that Elden Ring style and polish it up so much more. It looks beautiful. It really does. Just look at this. The game itself, a lot of worrying things, but I still think it will be very good. I mean, the game's fucking beautiful. It's beautiful, man. It looks like a really interesting concept. I'm excited to play. Again, but maybe worrying for a lot of you guys. Oh, and one last thing I want to touch on is that the game is probably not going to be full price. It's not going to be $60, $70 game. It's probably going to be $40, similar to Shadow of the Earth Tree. It's not like a full game, really. It's multiplayer, online, you know, so it's probably going to be cheaper. Um, knowing From Software, they're really good at optimizing their games, so I would imagine, potentially, if you're on the previous gen console, you might be able to play it. Maybe like PS4, maybe might be able to play it. Hopefully they will. Um, Other than that, that's all I know. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, subscribe. Face cam, I know, weird. See ya.